Hello everyone, this is Javamonk, and welcome to the first episode of a brand new series. In this series, I am going to be building an adventure map. In 1.13, of course, because commands were given a complete overhaul, so building an adventure map should be much easier. Now, this adventure map is going to be very involved. It might take a little while to play, but the good news is I already have ideas in mind. I even have a storyboard. So this series is really going to feature the building process of this map. So for this first episode, we're just going to set up the basic skeleton of everything that's going to happen. Here is the basic idea for this adventure map. First off, there will be the quest makers. So one of them will be a villager. Now, these quest makers are going to guide you along your journey. They're going to have different offices decorated based on the place that they're at, and they're mainly there to trade with and give you items that you need, and also tell you what's up ahead. So what's up ahead? There could be mazes, trivia, parkour, all sorts of different things, and even mixtures of them. So there are 3 quest makers. And 3 different places where there will be different quest makers. So there'll be the Earth one, the Moon one, and on Mars. So you start on Earth, and Earth is right down here on the ground. Now, from Earth, you then have a maze, and also that's where you basically start off on your journey to learn what is what and how to communicate, and just what is going on in this crazy map. Once you go through a maze and then also a trivia challenge, you will then take a rocket ship up to the moon. So I'm just going to make a small scale version of everything that's going to be built here. So let's say that this one block here is the moon. Now on the moon, you will have a parkour challenge and also a 2-exit maze. There's also going to be gravity. So each of these places are going to have different gravity based on what they're similar to in real life. So for example, moon gravity, I'm thinking probably be able to jump up here, jump up from the ground up to the moon in the small scale version in just one leap. I think that's enough moon gravity. And also I might apply some slow falling. And then from the moon, you then take a rocket ship. You then take a rocket ship up to Mars, which is even higher up above. Once again, small scale version here. Oop. And then on Mars, all you really have is a parkour maze. But this parkour maze is going to be absolutely insane. It's probably going to take about as much time to complete as the other puzzles. So, even though there's only one puzzle on Mars, it is outrageous. So then from Mars, you will then take a big drop chute down to the ground. Of course, the player doesn't know that. They'll be told that they'll be taking a tube and just dropping down to underground Mars, which will be the Nether. And through this drop chute, there will be different rings that you could fall through, unlock a couple secret advancements. And then on the ground here, you will then gain access to a Nether portal, just like this. So once you go into the Nether, I'm not going to light this portal. Once you go into the Nether, you will then go through this Castle of Brutalness, which is basically, it's a castle, and in that castle there'll be different mixtures of parkour, mobs to fight, and you're basically trying to make it through the castle alive. And then after that castle, you then briefly come back to Earth to meet up with the Earth Quest Maker again, And then the Earth Quest Maker tells you that there will be the final boss fight. The final boss fight will take place in the End Dimension, and it will make use of various mobs, such as the Elder Guardian. That'll be one of the things you fight. There'll also be a couple Withers, an Ender Dragon, and finally, the ultimate boss. The reason why this map exists is this right here. Let's see. See if I can summon it properly. It's Rabbit Type 99. Behold, the Killer Bunny. The reason this map exists. This Killer Bunny is the reason why these quest makers are sending you on their mission. Now, this Killer Bunny is nothing to laugh at. Let me just let me summon a couple more of these. And let's see. Wolves naturally attack rabbits. So let's see. So, as you can see, these rabbits are insanely powerful. Although, yes, wolves are stronger, but the rabbits do bite rather ferociously. As you can see by the fact that they do immense amounts of damage. Let me just throw my trident at these people. So, now that you have the basic idea down, let's build up the skeleton of this adventure map. Now, I think the big challenge here is to put together some basic things about each place, such as gravity. Yes, I will be simulating gravity, using jump boosts, slow falling, and various effects like that. We'll see how that works. So looks like we ran into our first problem with these command blocks here, and that is I'm trying to give the player an effect when they're on the moon, and for that effect being jump boost level 4. And I'm having difficulty trying to actually limit the effect to the moon, because as you can see there, oh, maybe that would help. So let's see if that works, because let's see. No jump boost. How bizarre. It looks like some basic functionalities of the command block have been changed in some way. Okay. Let's see. What is going on here? Okay, so there's no option called R. Maybe. So what option is there to limit something? Distance, maybe? I don't know. Let's test it. And in cases like this, I go to my trusty site, mcstacker.net, which has a 1.13 version. And it suggested to add 2 dots before the 100 here with distance. Okay then. Let's see if that works. Whoa. Is that seriously how you do that now? Okay. Looks like the jump boost does work. That's cool. Okay. And looks like I'm gonna have to disable this chat spam here. Okay, let's test out this moon gravity, and it looks pretty good. So we got jump boost and slow falling being applied constantly, so that's pretty cool. So I can jump around like I'm some sort of moon man, and I think this is enough jump boost. I might crank it up a couple notches, but this is a lot of. I think this is good for moon gravity. I wonder if the slow falling effect can be increased. So I just did a couple experiments, and slow falling does not do anything extra as you increase the effect. So now I can turn moon gravity on and off. Cool. Next up, let's do Mars gravity, which is up there somewhere. I don't have Optifine installed because it's not available at the moment. Okay, I think this is enough to simulate the Mars gravity. Now that I think about it, since those command blocks that turn on the gravity can be turned on and off, why not simply make it so that why not simply make it so it's not region specific, but rather it just can activate or deactivate. The little experiment I want to do is see if a command block in the overworld can apply effects to a player in the Nether. Time to test that, because in the Nether, which I'm going to call Underground Mars, it's going to have levitation, but in the reverse direction. So that is possible to do using by making the levitation effect go basically above 128. So, as you can see here, I am gently floating downwards. So, I just turned the levitation up to 127, and that launches you into the air. But now, at 128, it does the exact opposite. So, jumping is possible to do, but very difficult. And I'm pretty sure auto jump doesn't work, but not as well anyways. And for some reason, my field of view is scrunched up. So, this is levitation 128. It basically kind of prevents you from doing any kind of parkour. So even if you tried to jump up one block, it's pretty much impossible to do. So something like this is very, very difficult to do. However, I don't want to be quite that cruel. Let's just make it 150. Okay, that's still kind of too much. How about that? Okay, that looks probably not going to work very well. Okay, so now I'm floating downwards, but not very fast. That's the weird part about levitation above 128. The increase kind of goes in reverse order, and now I can't jump up blocks. Okay. And at 255, you cannot jump at all. So let's see. How about 253? Does that still allow me to jump up blocks? Nah, now I'm floating. Okay, I'm going to have to modify this a little bit. I think I applied the perfect amount of levitation now. So, here I am about to jump over this 2-block gap, and now that is possible to do. However, jumping a 3-block gap, no matter how you try, is completely impossible. Also, it is impossible to jump up blocks. But I think it is possible if you climb up a slab. Can you jump up a slab? Yes, you can. So it is impossible to jump up blocks, which means this could be an interesting element. It is still possible to climb ladders, I think. Pretty sure. Let's test that. So can you still climb ladders? Yes, but it's very difficult. So ultimately, this will be an interesting thing to apply to Underground Mars. Though mainly, maybe I could just tune out the effect a little bit. So 2-block jumps are possible. No, they're not. I went the wrong way with that. Here. So let's see. 2-block jumps are possible. 3-block jumps are possible. But it is not possible to jump up a block. I wonder when that ability is lost. Now that the gravity of each of those locations are set up, I think in order for building this map to be not an absolute pain, I'm going to give myself a book where all I got to do is right-click text and it'll teleport me to each of to the moon, the Mars, and a portal to Underground Mars, or the end. Okay, so now that we're in the end, first thing that needs to be done is for this dragon to be killed because it's going to get in our way. So let's just throw this trident at him. That should kill him pretty much instantly. It doesn't? Do ender dragons not take damage from tridents? I'm sure the crystals do. Which we're also going to have to destroy. In fact, I'm going to destroy all of the obsidian towers as well. Because they are actually completely meaningless. But a dragon fight is still going to be used in the adventure map. Here we go. Let's just destroy all these crystals. Last couple. Oh, come on. There we go. And now just dive into here. There's not gonna be any simulated gravity in the end. So come here, dragon, and feel the wrath of the trident. What? Seriously? Dragons don't take damage from tridents? At all? In any way? That is bizarre. But okay. Surely the dragon will answer to a power 1000 bow. There we go. Okay. Cool. And of course, I am on peaceful at the moment because the Endermen and slimes will just end up getting in the way and being annoying. So now, let's destroy the egg because it's unnecessary. Might as well collect all this XP because it's also going to get in the way. But yes, a dragon fight is actually used in the adventure map. And that'll be actually in a future episode when I cover that. Also, this end gateway will have to be destroyed. There we go. And now, it's time to destroy all of these obsidian towers and cover it up. I've been doing a little bit of experimenting to figure out what to do about the actual dialogue. So, there are going to be multiple different characters that talk to the player, and I want it so that the command blocks are talking to the player, but they're not rushed through reading it. Instead, you have an item or something that lets you see the next message. That's what most video games do. So what I did here was I have the command block that makes the message, and then a repeating command block, which if I throw in a bottle of enchanting, it will place a repeater right here to power the next command block, and will also kill the experience bottle. So like this. So if this system was powered on, then throwing this XP bottle would first off not produce any experience orbs, and second, well, actually, I'm to power this on it. So here we go, it said hi, and then this one here says howdy. Okay, and then you can just keep doing that, and it'll keep placing these repeaters. So I will use this as the dialogue. And this has been the first episode of the Adventure Map Making series. So today we just put in the bare bones skeleton of this entire, what will soon be a full-fledged adventure map that'll be playable and hopefully have a compelling story to it. So, for example, we set up gravity for all the different places that'll be visited, that being the moon, Mars, and also the Nether, aka underground Mars. So we have the moon gravity here, which is pretty cool. We have Mars gravity, as well as the gravity in underground Mars. We also have the skeletons of how each of the NPCs are gonna communicate with the player. So here's the first message here, and then the player's gonna get this bottle of enchanting, which of course will be retextured and renamed to something like the text selector, and then all you have to do is then throw it, and that'll display the next message. And you won't get any experience from this experience bottle. Instead, it'll just keep placing these repeaters. So we have that. Also, the moon, Mars, and all the other places have their own places to teleport to that I can teleport to using this book. And also, Mars has a tube that drops all the way down to the surface, like this, which then leads directly to the Nether. Specifically, it leads up to the bedrock ceiling here. And it's this bedrock ceiling where all the Nether stuff is going to happen. And then the final boss fight of this map will take place in the end dimension. Which, of course, I've already prepped it a little bit by... Yeah, let me show you. Let's just go back to the main hub here. in the end, I've prepped it in such a way that there will not be a dragon that spawns, and also there won't be any obsidian towers. So this was all done in this first episode. So now this world is prepared for all the stuff we're going to add to it, including a custom data pack and stuff like that. We're ready to begin work on this adventure map. So, thank you for watching. I will see you next episode, where hopefully we'll get to work on some of the places